Welcome to this course. I'm your instructor, Matthias Anderson, and in this course, I'll show you around the Google Cloud Platform, or GCP. In this course, I aim to answer the following questions. What is Google's cloud all about? Why would I investigate this cloud? What makes up the Google Cloud Platform? What services and functionality does GCP offer? Why would I choose to build on this cloud? And in general, how does GCP compare to Amazon Web Services? Now, there's definitely a lot more to the Google Cloud than this, but this course should give you a solid start on your GCP journey, without presuming much about your background or where you'll eventually wind up. And about that last question there, don't worry if this is your first cloud or if you don't know anything about AWS. If you do already know AWS, then reference points can help you ramp up on GCP more quickly, but even if you don't, it's still valuable to hear a little bit about how GCP compares to its biggest competitor. So my purpose for this course is to give you an efficient introduction to the Google Cloud Platform. So to accomplish this, I've broken this course into 3 core sections. We'll start with an overview of the Google Cloud and its overall context, how Google operates, their design principles for GCP, and how GCP is structured. Then we'll take a quick look at every service in the Google Cloud Platform. This coverage will be a mile wide but only an inch deep. The purpose is to paint the scene in very broad brushstrokes, and give you enough context to see how the pieces fit together when and if you decide to dig more deeply into the individual parts. So before you take this course, you'll need to start with a basic understanding of IT and the cloud. Ideally, you'd already know what infrastructure as a service and platform as a service are. But in terms of Google Cloud Platform, I'm going to assume that you're starting off this course knowing pretty much nothing about it. And with the overview section, we'll just set the landscape, the scene without any content. When we look at the services, we'll start to see the picture emerge. We'll see basic shapes and the general outline, but still nothing in really any detail. Now, most GCP services can be used independently of the others, but the real value emerges when you put them together and make systems. So the last section is where we'll start to see how things can be built in this scene, and look at how you can eventually finish the painting with all the details that make it real. But remember that this level of depth goes well beyond the scope of this course. In the end, this course should be an efficient way for you to start building a strong mental model of the Google Cloud Platform, and a strong mental model is the basis of working effectively with it. After you're done, I want you to have a good sense for how GCP fits into the cloud landscape. I want you to have learned the general principles of the Google Cloud Platform, and have a very basic understanding of every one of its services. Just so you know a little bit more about me before we get going, my background includes over 15 years of professional software development experience, and I've done a whole bunch of different things during that time. You may also be interested to know that I favor the simplicity and efficiency of serverless approaches, but I definitely recognize that other approaches can be the right choice depending on the circumstances. I mention this because my bias will probably come up a bit when we're talking about the individual services. As you're going through this course, you might well have some questions. So realize that every lesson can have some associated discussions off in the left-hand panel. You should definitely take advantage of the fact that you can discuss what you're learning with other students. Now, these discussions aren't face-to-face like they would be in a classroom, but just like the video lessons, you can join in on these whenever works for your schedule. And you don't even have to write anything really if you don't want to. You can just read and vote on what other people have written. In any case, I'll definitely join in on some of these discussions too, but if you have a specific question for me, you can also connect with me and message me on LinkedIn. Alright, if you already have any questions, please let me know. If not, please feel free to move on to the next lecture and we'll get started on learning GCP.